better than fantasy football. Kyle Fridland, Jake Fridland.
Ain't nothing better than football.
Two brothers talking about the nitty and gritty of the best sport in the world. Welcome to the Fantasy Simpletons Show! That is right. We are back with another starts and sits video. Yeah, let's get it. For week 12. And it's not just me this time. We're both here. We made it.
Yes, sir.
Now in previous weeks, we've done matchups where we look at each of all the games and we look at all the players in the games. Starts and sits for every game. But we wanted to try something a little different this time. And comment down below if you have seen our previous starts and sits, and if you like this more, or if you prefer the original way we did it. But we want to experiment, try something a little new here. But we want to focus on just must starts for each position, must sits, go over any specific things. Rather than every matchup, we want to get more specific as we go farther into the last couple weeks here before we get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a list of guys that, Kyle put together, and we're just going to kind of talk about them. Go through the motions with these guys. Some guys that we like and don't like. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Start flexing! Start flexing! Let's go! We are going to start off with the QBs, the must-starts of the QBs. This is a very weird week for a lot of quarterbacks. We've had some injuries. We've got some people on bye. Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Tua Tagovailoa, and Marcus Mariota. So there are a lot of interesting matchups to follow here. So not every single must-start you see is like, oh, I have to go get this guy and specifically start him over Josh Allen, for example. Like, there are some guys that are still going to be in that lineup no matter what. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, guys like Drake May or Matthew Stafford, unless you have both of them together, like I do. But I think as an easy start of the week here, we got Jalen Hurts. Because, Jake, it is all about who is Dallas going to face this week. This week. And they're facing the Eagles. So it has to be the Eagles with Jalen Hurts as the start of the week.
It does. It does. It just makes sense. Worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
Passing wise. Oof.
Dude, it's the most fun part of my week to figure out who the Cowboys are facing, who the Bengals are facing, which, by the way, not on the list because it should be obvious, but Drake May against the Bengals?
Dude.
Oh.
Whew.
Yes, please. We love that. We love that around here.
That's going to be a good game.
There are other guys, though, that I'm more interested in talking about and trying to figure this out. Brock Purdy, I think, is actually like a sneaky good start this week. He's been completely forgotten about most of the time. He's been injured. And I did say, like, early in the season, probably shouldn't play him with all the injuries going around. But for once, this team is finally getting healthier. He's finally back in the lineup. He looked good last week. I think he's going to continue to look good against the Panthers on Monday Night Football, I believe. Monday Night Football. No, there are some other guys that we can talk about here. Let's see.
Jacoby.
Oh, there we go.
Get into it.
So, Jacoby, I've talked about before, if anybody's seen the waiver wire video. I've been a little hesitant on Jacoby the last couple of weeks. Even though he's looked pretty solid when he was in the lineup, I wanted to see a little bit more. 450 passing yards and 47 completions in a game. That might do it. Yeah. He's not like I don't know. He's still not a go-to guy for like rest of season, but for this matchup against Jacksonville, who still overall is a bad defense, especially passing, Jacoby Brissett, he's a good start this week.
He is. He's a gunslinger, bro.
Yeah.
And with Marvin Harrison out, someone that's going to be riding the high with Jacoby is Michael Wilson. 18 targets, dude. We talked about this in our last
Oh my
video.
gosh.
Just
Yeah.
crazy. 15 receptions on 18 targets. Whew.
Trey Mc,
So,
Trey McBride won me my season last. He's not going to be on this list, by the way. He's Trey McBride, but he won me my season last year, and I think he's going to be a league winner again, dude.
mm,
With this type of targets and production with Brissett in there, it's going to be
yeah,
crazy if you have to go up against him,
sure.
dude.
That is
It's
crazy.
but what is it with Jacoby Brissett? There's something there. It's just I don't know. I thought I was gonna say something else about Jacoby Brissett, but I forgot what I was saying as I was
Oh,
about to
really?
say it.
Yeah. Uh, I know. He's like the opposite of Kyler Murray. You
He's
know,
consistent.
he's consistent. He's a pocket passer. He's not much of a rusher. He reminds me a lot of like Joe Flacco, kind of. You know, Jacoby's been in the league for a while, and he just throws the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, obviously that's why he's starting over Kyler Murray. One of the reasons. Yeah, he's just a bit more consistent. Works with the team a little bit better, and yeah, definitely interesting to watch. You know, especially with the injury to Marv. I know we already talked about that, but like the
I
fact
mean,
that this team can still produce, like Jacoby can still get some production in with these other guys is it's pretty interesting. It makes me think that their team is not actually that bad offensively. They just kind of need, you know, to work around the rough edges and get to where they need to go
I mean, it
with these
certainly,
guys.
yeah, it certainly helps that their defense has just crumbled very early in football games, so he's forced to
Mm,
throw it a bunch.
yeah.
Uh, Maybe we might end up seeing a bit more balance once like Trey Benson gets back into the lineup and they want to try to run the ball a
Mm,
bit more.
sure.
But we'll have to see on that. Jacoby one of the best backups. The picture
Yeah,
boy of like consistent backup that you want.
definitely.
The other matchups are It's NFC North, so it's Jared Goff and Caleb Williams. Jared Goff, he's up and down. He's very inconsistent, but he's got a good
Classic
matchup.
Jared.
But he's got a good matchup against the Giants this
Mm,
week. Even though we should note, Sam Laporta. I was surprised to hear that he's on IR. He got a big
yeah,
injury. He didn't play against the Eagles, and
heard
he's going to
about
be
that.
put on IR for a few weeks.
Mm,
I still think there's enough talent on this offense to where, in good situations, Jared Goff is still very startable.
sure. Yeah, I hope to see a lot more work
Yeah.
with Amon Ra and of course Jameis Jameson Williams should be
Oh,
good.
oh, and we'll get to Jameson Williams. Dude, Caleb Williams. This is it. This is my last time. This is the last time I'm putting him in must start. If he gets it wrong for me one more time, I'm taking him out for good.
Yeah,
He's
probably
so
probably should.
he's so inconsistent
Hmm. But why do we have him on this list then?
because it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yep.
Because it's Pittsburgh. But that's what's weird. He's done well in bad matchups and he's done bad in good matchups. So
Mm.
this is the last time I'm gonna follow it. Otherwise, I'm just keeping him off because I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, dude, it really is a matchup game sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
You really can't tell outside of the best quarterbacks. Like you really do have to look at the matchups to see which QBs are actually going to probably do well or not. I know because you know, for the last couple weeks I've been thinking that Sam Darnold should be the guy to start. And he has proved me wrong. But when you play decent teams, you know, we played the Rams last week. Rams have a great defense. You just got to look at the defenses, man.
Yeah.
It
Sam,
makes sense.
Sam's so interesting this week. I struggle. I have him in a league, and I struggled to find. There was no one good left on the waiver wire that I felt could do better, even though he's been bad the last couple of weeks.
Hmm.
So I'm like very cautiously. He's like high risk start. It's Tennessee, so he's still startable,
Mm-hmm.
but know what you're getting into.
Definitely. Yeah.
We can go over some sits real quick. Not too many surprises here. I mean, Justin Fields. Look, I get it, guys. I get he's going up against Baltimore. But but guys, this is Justin Fields. This is a guy that in 3 of the last 4 games, not including the Thursday night game against the Patriots, he threw for no more than 60 yards. Threw
Hmm.
for no more than 60 yards. I've never even seen that in my lifetime of a starting quarterback since playing fantasy. How does that happen?
I don't know.
He's too much of a ticking time bomb. He's either going to get you 20 points or he's going to get you 2 points. And you
Hmm.
can't win a game with 2 points.
Can't.
You can't do it.
Just can't do it, bro.
I want to
It's
see
not
more
that.
from Trevor and
Right.
and Joe Flacco. Here's the thing, guys. And I'll talk more about this. I think this Bengals Patriots matchup is going to be very interesting for the Bengals this week. I think there's some guys that you should play. I think there's some guys that maybe you should not play. Last week, Joe Flacco, I was so high on him doing well against the Steelers, and it just didn't work out. And there's a certain game plan that I think is going to happen with the Patriots where it's going to make it where Flacco might not play that well. But I think there's room, there's an avenue for the other players around him to do well. And I'll go more into depth when I get to those players.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me hit you with this.
Hit me with it,
All
Jake.
right. These guys aside, okay. I'm looking at this list and I'm thinking to myself, wait, you know who's not on this list, Kyle?
Who's not?
And I want to know if you have faith in this man. All right. Right here, this guy right here.
Who's that guy?
Shitter.
Mr. Shadur.
Shadur, bro.
Shadur. More like
You tell me you have faith in Shadur? He's not on this list.
Shadur. More like Shadoodoo. Am I right, guys?
Nice.
Uh, I honestly I avoided putting him on because I just don't think anybody's gonna play him yet. I know
Dang.
you
The
have to play him
disrespect.
because you're in a deep
I
dynasty
do.
league where you need 2 QBs.
Yeah. It sucks. It's rough. It's rough out here, but
Yeah.
I do what
It's
you gotta
it's
do.
the same reason why I didn't put like Geno Smith on this list, for example. Which, by the way,
Mm.
the fact that they did bad against the Cowboys, the fact that they could not perform against the Cowboys means I'm out. I'm out on all Raiders.
Oh yeah.
All right, before we move on here, I'm going to throw in one more like quarterback, like, right before the buzzer beater. I guess I'll go for quarterbacks depending on who's playing. I'll look at the
Hmm.
Giants real quick with Jackson Dart. If Jackson Dart does play against the Lions, I think you should absolutely play him. I think he has shown that he has run a lot. He runs way too much, but I don't see it stopping at least at this point in the season, even if they have discussions with him. He still seems like a startable QB for most weeks against decent matchups. If he doesn't play, Jameis Winston, do you think Jameis Winston's playable?
Honestly, I do.
You do? I don't know if I'd take
I
that.
do.
I don't know if I want to take the chance, man.
Yeah. And maybe it's because I'm in some deep leagues. I would start him in some deep leagues. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. I mean, there's definitely better guys out there. You
You
know,
need him to throw for a lot of yards. You need to hope that the
definitely.
lines go up early. Because if they go up like 2, 3 touchdowns early, oh, it's gonna be a great day for everyone in the Giants.
Yeah, it's an interesting offense. That's why I would lean on, potentially. I feel like it'd be a fun start
Yeah.
if you felt the need. But definitely better guys out there. Yeah.
Also for Matt Stafford owners, don't worry. He's definitely a start. I'm not gonna put him on this list because it feels arbitrary at this point, but he's startable almost every week with how good they are.
Hmm. And I guess I do have one more too. Just
Yeah.
if we're talking matchups, you know, Sammy D, Sam Darnold. He's been bad the past couple weeks, but honestly, I think this is his bounce back game right here against
It
Tennessee.
we'll have to see. It's risky. It's the fact that he didn't have a good game when he played the Cardinals and they were up by so many points. We'll
Yeah.
see. So just having a high scoring game on their side doesn't necessarily mean he'll be great. So
Fair.
I have to play him this week, so I hope he does good.
Mm-hmm.
But with that on the quarterbacks, let's move on to running backs, baby. Same as before with Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley should absolutely be started with the utmost of confidence. He is outside the top 10 this season for running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Just barely. He's like number 11, number 12 in most places. But absolutely for this week, I
Yeah.
would have probably put this Patriots running back if Ramondre Stevenson doesn't play. I would have put him in the start of the week. But we'll see. Even with all that, against Cincy,
Mm.
oh my gosh, dude. TreVeyon Henderson, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
He's electric.
Oh my
Electric.
goodness. Electric. He's a
Yeah,
perfect fit for the offense.
for sure. He's a borderline must start. If he goes off for another game, bro, I think must start rest of the season. He's got
Nah,
to
dude.
be.
Nah, dude. Ramondre Stevenson just needs to come in and hit one of his legendary stat lines of like 12 for 20 yards.
Yeah.
And Mike Vrabel is going to look at him and be like,
No,
that's a veteran. That's a guy.
they're like, take a back seat, TreVeyon. Let the real
TreVeyon,
man do the
stand
work.
over there. Stand over there. They're like down by 28 points.
Classic.
And
Uh,
the other matchups are perfectly fine. We just recently saw that Travis Etienne is questionable. So he was limited in practice. We don't know how serious it is right now.
mhm.
So obviously keep tabs on that, but he's been very consistent the last few weeks. Kyren
Yep.
Williams, I will never bench Kyren ever again. I benched him in one of my leagues because I thought I trusted my team. I trusted the Seahawks. And you know what?
Uh,
I was wrong.
Dude,
I
honestly, yeah. We should have, because I was thinking the same thing, man. I was like, oh, the Seahawks D is too good. And I thought that he was going to get stopped, but we should really look at the history of it, bro. It seems like every time Kyren Williams plays against Seattle, he does well. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's just a thing for him. So, yeah, don't count this man out.
don't ever count him out. He does too well, too
Mhm.
often, and he will continue to be an underrated running back.
He will.
But the
He will.
only guy I need to mention right now that I might need to defend a little bit, I know some people might question this, Chase Brown. It's like, oh, why would you sit Joe Flacco and play Chase Brown? Here's my thought
Mhm.
process. I have a feeling that the Patriots are going to go up very early in this game. They are going to get some easy points quickly. I think the Bengals might struggle, especially with Jamar Chase, who suspended, by the way. My gosh, that's a crazy thing. For spitting in someone's face.
That's pretty wild.
Dude, this is I maybe it's new for this like new version of the NFL, but I don't know. I remember seeing AJ Brown choke out and punch Jalen Ramsey in the face over and over. And I don't think he got a suspension.
Oh yeah. Doubt it.
And Jalen Ramsey is the common denominator of all this. Uh, but so with Jamar Chase gone, Chase Brown I think is opened up for the passing game. I think even in a bad matchup, we saw what happened last week with the Steelers. They fell apart, but Chase Brown went off. He had 8
Mhm.
receptions in that game. He had 99 rushing yards. He's not going to have 99 rushing yards against the Patriots. But what he
No.
can have is an absurd amount of targets because Joe Flacco has to throw the ball 40 times
Mm.
and they got to go somewhere.
Yes.
And there's every
Facts.
chance with T. Higgins, he could be great, but he's going to be covered by Christian Gonzalez a lot. You can't
Mhm.
just target T. Higgins on every single play.
Can't.
That
That's just
that's that's just my reasoning. I don't
no.
think
I
Chase
get it.
Brown has shown to be that great of a runner this season. But with Flacco in the lineup, he is just a pass catching machine.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that, and I think you know, I think T Higgins could. This is just me. I think he could get potentially shut out by Christian Gonzalez. Christian's going to be covering someone. You know, He's one of the best corners in the league. Whoever he's covering, I feel like it's not going to be good for them. So yeah, Flacco's got to pass it to somebody.
Yeah,
Um, and I like Chase Brown there. I think it could be good. Could be good for sure.
I think that's totally with it. Some must sits for running back as well, though. Main one is Tony Pollard. I just look. I know I said this just last week. It's like no way they could do well against the Seahawks D line, but they did well. I
Mm.
believe it this time with Tony Pollard. He's
Mm-hmm.
matchup dependent. This team is it's a very bad football team. Tony Pollard can be okay, but against good run defense teams, I just wouldn't consider it.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason, kind of in the same realm. I've been out on Mason the last few weeks. I think once Aaron Jones came back and his role has diminished so much on the offense. He got a touchdown last week that like salvaged the week, but he's getting no more than what? Under 10 carries a game? That's not
Mm-hmm.
enough.
No, it's pretty bad.
It is.
It sucks because he had so much. We thought he had so much potential, but
Dude,
it's it's just tough. Tough team. Tough when you got Aaron Jones ahead of you. You know. Ah.
you know what else though? I feel like Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker got a touchdown last week. I feel like that should
Dude.
scare the crap out of Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
his only value was that they use him in the red zone almost
yeah.
exclusively.
Dude, it was very surprising that Kenneth got that touchdown.
Because
Nobody,
I didn't expect it. But dude,
nobody expected it, man.
if there are any other questions that I have at running back this week, it might be with Quinshawn Judkins. I think he's the
Mm,
only guy where I'm like, I don't really know. Because I've been watching Quinshawn a little bit more, and
yeah.
he's limited. They don't want to use him in the pass game really at all. And with an offense that is as
Mm,
bad at scoring touchdowns as the Browns are, if he can't get into the red zone, then he's not always playable. At least because we've been so high on this guy for many weeks, but now I'm starting to like get worried.
yeah. I don't know. It's tough because I think he's been playing some decent defenses. Um, and but he's getting the workload. Like the past couple games he's gotten 22 and 17 attempts.
Yeah.
That's not chump change. Like you have to make something work with all that you're giving, all that you're getting, all those attempts that you're getting. And yeah, he just hasn't really been that great the past few weeks. But I do have faith in him. And I think that's why I would struggle to put him on the must sit list because I think it's, you know, especially against this Raiders defense, they don't have many guys.
Yeah.
Not that great of a defense, so I could see him picking it up a little potentially. But yeah, we definitely need to see more
I
from
want to
Quinshon.
see more. I think he's if you have a good depth at running back, he's not like an automatic top two choice right now.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sucks to say, but yeah,
I think you mentioned before this recording like Emmanuel Wilson is
yes,
interesting.
he is
Of
interesting.
yeah, I want because I agree. I think he's gonna get the bulk of the workload. I mentioned that in the waiver wire video.
Hmm.
Will I just want to see how efficient he can be.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't know. I mean, we've seen flashes of what he could do. Obviously, he's been on the team for a few years now, and
Yeah,
there's really no one. Marshawn Lloyd. We were talking about this. He's on IR, so it's pretty much going to be all Emmanuel Wilson this game. Um, with Josh Jacobs injured, so we'll have to see how it goes.
yeah, we will see, dude. How about? But so excited because we're gonna get into wide receivers. I've been waiting all season to do this. Tetairoa McMillan, dude, he's my star of the week. We finally got it
Woo,
after
let's
so
go,
many weeks of okay to mid performances.
dude.
He
He killed it.
finally
Killed it.
he killed it. He broke out. had over 100 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. He looked awesome. And guess
Mm.
what? On Monday night, he's going up against the Niners. They're held together by toothpicks and prayers, that defense. And he is going to go out there and he is going to kill it. He's going
Yeah.
to make them theirs.
Yep.
I'm
Preach.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see if he can actually like build upon this. And then by the end of
Mm.
the season, it's like, oh dang, he's a top 10 fantasy wide receiver.
Yeah, and I think the crazy part is, Atlanta has a good defense, bro.
Yeah.
Pass defense.
And they got
So
embarrassed.
they did. They got wrecked. So yeah, pretty impressed by Tet, and I think that hopefully it's only up from here. I do like the matchup. I like this matchup a lot better than the following week against the Rams. So let's
Ooh.
hope that he could keep this momentum going.
Yeah.
You
Well, they're gonna have it tough now because the Panthers are what? They're 6-5, I believe.
Hmm,
They're above 500, but now they have the NFC West as their schedule
right.
coming up. So they're gonna be in for a bit of a rough few weeks.
Yeah, say the least. Whew.
But we got other starts and sits here as well. Jameson Williams, love to
Mm,
see him. I think it's been
so
obvious
good.
since like Dan Campbell took over play calls again. There's been more of an identity to like, let's get Jameson Williams the ball more. Let's give him some space. Let's give him room to make
Yes,
those big plays. And with
right.
and with now the IR injury to Sam Laporta, it's only going to put more focus on him.
Hmm. He's a great wide receiver,
Yeah.
man. And yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just been slowly, uh, put in the position to turn into his own guy on the team. And if that makes sense, just
Yeah.
they've been working with him, kind of like Quinn Johnston. He just kind of found his role on the team, and he's doing really well. So I think he'll continue to do that. Love that must start for him
Yeah.
this week. Yep.
Who else on this list do you want to talk about here? I'll let you choose.
Okay. Michael Wilson is. We kind of talked about him. I'll just go into him a little bit because we were talking about Jacoby Brissett. But yeah, I just think that he had so many receptions last week. So many targets. Um, he should be rostered. He should be starting at least as a flex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, just a great, yeah. He's actually a really decent receiver, and I thought this even before his breakout game this last week. He's consistent. He's not bad. Um, and with Marv out, he's definitely going to carve out, some production this week. Um, and I actually want to hear you talk about T. Higgins a little bit because I know you were kind of
Yeah.
getting at that
He is.
earlier.
I wanted to put him in must start because I know he's a talented receiver being put in a big spot, a big position. Uh, I wanted to put him on this because I couldn't put him anywhere else, and I wanted to talk about him. But he's incredibly boomer bust this week.
Hmm.
I think he's going to have tough matchup against Christian Gonzalez, going up against him and that defense. But
Yeah,
I think it's going to depend on garbage time, dude. It's going to depend
dude.
on garbage time. It's going to depend on how heavily Joe Flacco is going to rely on him. So this is the only one on this list where I'm like, this could really go either way.
Hmm. Yeah, fair enough. That's kind of my thoughts behind it too. I did kind of mention that earlier, but Patriots defense, man, they're good.
They're really
Christian
good.
Gonzalez has to guard somebody, so
Yeah.
I think it'll be T. Higgins, but um, can't be too sure. And Joe Flacco just does pass it so much, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
No, we will have to see. I'm going to be following that game closely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
4 sits on wide receivers. Uh Dude, you're going to start to see a trend with some of these Vikings. But I'll go into it. Trey Tucker first because
Let's do it.
oh, the Raiders. You couldn't do well, and I know he had a touchdown in that
Hmm.
Cowboys game, but he had 4 receptions. They could only really get it going near the end of the game. I don't trust him against Cleveland. I don't trust this team at all. It's not working. They're one of the worst teams in the league. I'm sorry, Pete, but
Sad.
sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was optimistic when Trey Tucker got elevated to wide receiver one
Yeah,
on the team, after Jacoby Myers left, but now I don't know, bro. I think he's more set as like a wide receiver two or three. I don't just at least in this offense, it's just not working.
it's
You know.
yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It feels tough to play anybody after that last week. I mean, look. You want to talk about somebody? Ashton Genty, dude. I thought, man, there's no way Ashton Genty's gonna have a bad game. Uh, Not the 6'7" people would like. 6 carries for 7 yards.
Hmm,
One of them backed up in the end zone turned into a safety.
dang.
So it was a bad day overall. Jordan Addison, though, this is one I'm interested in talking about because we
Hmm,
had said it before. We don't know what the JJ McCarthy Jordan Addison connection was going to look like. We hadn't seen them ever hook up before, and turns out the connection is not good. He gets targeted a bunch of times in these games, but it's bad targets. Sometimes it's just bad throws. They have no chemistry whatsoever.
yeah.
3 catches for 11 yards. No, no, not sorry. 3 catches on 11 targets. Two
Hmm,
catches on 7 targets. These are not good numbers.
no. It's and I haven't been watching closely enough to know if it's JJ McCarthy making the mistakes for him,
Yeah,
over under throwing, or if it's Jordan Addison, but something's off. Something is off, and it's
something's
not
up.
good.
The whole passing offense is off. Like McCarthy,
Mm.
I could have easily put him in sit, but
Even
I didn't want to put all the Vikings in sits.
yeah. Well, even we were talking about this earlier too. Kind of Justin Jefferson hasn't been doing that great with McCarthy back
No,
either. So even really this whole year, he's been uh like flex at best points wise. Ah, yeah, it kind of sucks, but
yeah.
hopefully they get into a groove, especially against this Green Bay defense. It's gonna be hard.
Let's see. Do we got any shout outs for receivers? We got a number of receivers that are not playing this week on by the Broncos, the Chargers. By the way, I think of the Chargers receiving corps as like I just think of them as the gaggle of guys.
Hmm.
Just a big gaggle of guys. You got Allen and Johnston and
A lot of
McConkey.
guys,
Even
a
though
lot of good
now
guys.
we're starting to see over the next few weeks, like we're starting to see a bit of separation now. I
Hmm.
can kind of see where everybody is in the offense.
But let me hit you with this.
Hit
No,
me with it.
that's fair. When it comes to the Jets, okay,
Okay.
do you have Adonai Mitchell or John Mechie this week?
That man, Jake, this feels like a decision for one of your leagues, isn't it? Oh man.
It is. It honestly is. Deep league.
Mechie can catch the ball?
Dude,
Question mark?
I like Mechie,
I
but I don't know if he has that big play potential like Adonai.
Yeah, and
You know
man,
what I
we
mean?
saw that big play potential. If
Yeah,
if there's anybody that's got big play potential but doesn't make up on that potential, it's Adonai Mitchell.
true. True. Do I think Mechie could be the wide receiver one after this week? Yes. But
Is that a sad statement? Yes.
yes. Anyways, it is kind of a decision in one of my leagues. I don't have John Mechie, but I do have Adonai, and I'm just hoping he actually does something. You know,
Yeah. He'll get more opportunity than he did on the Colts, but
sure.
He has to make those plays. He was open. He's
He has to.
he has to
Yeah.
make them.
Yeah.
I think
Anyways.
I think for me, not too much. I guess I would just say like Stephon Diggs. We talked about him before. Like he doesn't get
Oh yeah,
talked about
great.
enough.
He's
He's
great.
definitely a great start for this week.
Hmm.
Completely and utterly great start. And we only have one more position to talk about today. It is the
Mm.
tight end position. We all love the tight end position. It's harder now to think of like must start tight ends, at least for me, as I'm putting this together, because some are already like pretty automatic. And then a lot of
Yeah.
others kind of fall into this like similar like sludge of they can all be
Mm.
decent, they can all be good, but they're all kind of around same level here.
Mm.
But this is sort of what I come up with. George Kittle, he's an easy one. He's an obvious one. With Purdy back, George Kittle is going to be targeted more. He's going to
Yeah.
be given more opportunities. He's going to be a top 10 tight end rest of the season. We all know that. Dallas, facing Dallas.
Nice.
There's nothing else I need to say on that.
Basically, that's pretty much. Dude, he's been killing it this year, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's been surprising, but Dallas has been that guy.
I will say with Hunter Henry, I didn't think I was going to have him on this list, but it's not just the matchup with Cincy. Turns out Cincinnati Bengals weirdly do a much better job at covering receivers
Hmm.
than we would expect. Looking into the statistics of it, the guys that get big games are not usually the receivers on when they face the Bengals. It's the tight ends that usually do really well. So he's
Yeah.
riskier because it's the Patriots offense. You never know. But for this week, Hunter Henry could be a pretty good start. He could like have a really great game.
Yeah. Well, you gotta hope so. Uh, his stats have not really been stellar this season, but
No.
for tight ends, they've been kind of it's been kind of average. Um, but no, it really could be a good game, especially against this defense, who's not that great. Well, yeah, I could see that. And K. Dotton, did we talk about him yet?
No, we haven't talked about K. Dotton yet.
Dude, K. Dotton's pretty good.
I like me some K. Dotton.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys that
He's not
the
bad.
Buccaneers fit him, but I almost wish he got another shot on another team.
Yeah,
One that like really would want to use him to his potential because I think he does have great potential as a player.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. My only thing is this week, I don't know.
The
I
Rams.
he's it's the Rams, man. He's on a
Yeah.
gunslinging team, which I can understand, why he might be in this position because, on this must start list. Um, I could see Baker kind of leaning on him if the other guys get locked up.
Yeah.
That's one way to look at it. Um, but it is the Rams. It's tough for me.
Dude,
What?
well,
How do you think about it? What
I
was your idea
I think of
behind
it
this?
as he should be mostly okay because he's sort of a safety blanket for Mayfield.
Mm,
And as I was thinking about in this moment, remember this last week, AJ Barner technically got 10 receptions. Maybe there's a bit of a weak spot in that defense for tight ends.
mm.
Of like they cover everybody else pretty well, but somebody's got to get open that makes plays.
True.
I think Baker's good enough of a player and a good enough gunslinger to where he's going to have a semi decent game. He'll find ways to get certain people the ball. I think Kate Otten can actually have a pretty good game.
Mm, yeah.
And Theo
No,
Johnson, man,
put it like
just
that,
picked him up in one of my dynasty leagues. Long
dude.
term, baby.
Stellar. He's great. Great, great, great. Especially with Jackson.
I'd prefer Jackson Dart though,
Yeah. Oh, of course.
because it did seem like Jameis Winston didn't want to target him that much.
Hmm.
So this is more definite start if Jackson Dart plays. Maybe you'd have to reconsider it if Jameis Winston's the one that plays.
Yeah. Also tough though, because they did. I mean, they did play Green Bay.
Yeah,
Pretty tough defense. They do have kind of a tough matchup this week and next week. This week's obviously against Detroit. Could be tough, but you know, Theo does have that big playability. Jackson was going to him a lot, so maybe this week if him and Winston get something, get something going, it
Yeah,
could be interesting. I like him though. I like him this week.
I do
Yeah.
too. I think he could do really well this week.
Mm.
Got to get some must sits for tight ends. Oof. Tight ends are actually hard to do sits for. I've noticed that I said the starts were kind of difficult, but I could figure out the starts. The sits are actually kind of difficult week to week because there's only a number of guys that I would look at and be like, they are probably sittable. Because then it goes to a certain point. There's like this fall off with tight ends where after like the first 20 or so, none of the other tight ends under them are like rostered or playable. So I kind of have to figure out like, ooh, who among these like 20 should I figure out? TJ Hockenson
Mm.
has been a go-to for me as a sit guy. People still start
Yeah.
him. He's still started in a lot of leagues week to week, and I don't really get it. He hasn't been good this season at all.
Dude, he's just one of those guys. People remember him how he used to be. But yeah, you're right. This season is different.
Yeah,
He just he's not that great. Sucks, especially against this matchup in Green Bay. It should be tough.
I don't like it. And I'm out on David Njoku. I thought I was coming back in, man. I thought I
Dude,
was getting back in. I thought, man, I made myself believe, man, maybe both Titans are playable. Man, maybe both guys could be good. Nope. No, it's just Fannin's okay, and David Njoku is not.
okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, does this mean you're in on Finn? But obviously,
I don't think I'm in on him enough. I think he's
yeah,
still like just outside of a start of like a tight end one for me.
yeah. I think the same can really be said about every receiving option on this team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone's really in on these guys because of who's thrown to them. They don't have great quarterbacks, and that's just the facts.
Yeah.
Especially with Shador playing, we have no idea how he's gonna. Yeah, who his favorite targets are. We haven't seen really any of him this season. So,
He doesn't know any of these
and
targets.
right,
He hasn't gotten
he's
the
used to
chance
the
to play with any
backups.
of them.
Yeah, he's been working with the third strings, the four strings. So yeah, until we actually see what he can do, and then that it wouldn't even really necessarily matter because then next week it might go back to Dylan Gabriel. So
Yeah,
obviously this week's kind of a scratch for the Browns, all players, I'd say.
I would say that, dude.
Yeah,
And then Mason Taylor. He just he's not targeted enough. Maybe that will change with Tyrod Taylor, but I want to see what happens with that.
yeah.
Um, Anybody else at tight end that you were like thinking about that we should talk about for this week or
I mean, big Jake Ferguson guy.
Big
Always
Jake?
love me some Ferg.
Do you think
Um,
here's a question. Do you think Brock Wright is usable, the backup for Sam Laporta?
that is a good question.
Because I'm not I
I'll
don't
tell you
know a
what the
lot about Brock
majority.
Wright.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the majority of people think on the Sleeper app. He's about 34% rostered.
Hmm?
So if that gives you any indication, I don't know, man. I just I don't I don't think he's gonna be targeted.
No.
Maybe, but I see we don't really know enough about Brock Wright, or I don't at least. Like, is he good? I haven't really seen film on him. I have no idea, to
Yeah.
be honest. So
I think maybe we'll have to watch this week and see what happens. It's a good
Yeah,
matchup, and maybe they could make a
it's a
point of
decent
like,
matchup.
yeah, let's get. Maybe they'll make a point of like, let's get him involved early. Let's get his confidence up or something like
Mm,
that.
sure, that
But
could be
yeah,
interesting.
and the tight ends that you expect to be started are all started. Usually, tight end works a little different, where it's like the top 5, 6, 7, 8 best tight ends are usually started pretty much
So
universally every week.
yeah,
So it makes it a little tougher to be like, oh, start this guy over the other. Most people have kind of
mm.
found their guy that they stuck with, but
Jake Ferg.
yeah, Jake Ferg.
Anyways,
But that's it, man.
that's it.
That is it on our new decided format here for at least for now. Again, we would love to hear some comments of what you guys think of this. Do you like this
Mhm.
more than what we were doing previously? Do you think we should mesh it with the games in some sort of weird,
Yeah.
jumbled way? Or let us know. Let us know in the comments down below. What are some start sits that you're interested in? Maybe you have some decisions that you need to make for your
Yes.
rosters.
No, yeah. Honestly, we're here for you guys.
Yeah,
You know, we know what we're doing already. It's just kind of fun to talk about it. Fun uh to let you guys know what we're thinking, and then to see what you're thinking. Could help us out as well. Just you know, if you drop some comments and tell us who we should start. I don't know.
yeah,
It's uh it's a fun thing to do, but yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. Anything else, Kyle?
absolutely. No, just again, just to go back on that point, if you're just
Oh,
struggling to figure out what your flex is going to be this week, if you're
mm,
thinking about with some of these backup running backs or
mm,
matchups for receivers, I get so many good questions about like top receivers or even quarterbacks. So many good like quarterback questions that I have to answer week to week. Any of those in the comments, we'd love to hear them. I'd love to answer them. But yeah, here we go. We have. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on X. You can follow us on
yes.
TikTok. For all this and much more, as well as flex plays and waiver wire ads, you
Hmm.
can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Jake, anything you want to say before we go off the air?
That's it, bro. Covered it all. I think we're good.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
In a complex fantasy world, just remember to stay simple. God bless
Yep.
everyone.